This world does not exist. This world is a realm. You people say we should go a little deeper. So let's open spiritual knowledge. This world is a realm. This world is not physical as it is known from the carnal perspective. This world is only tangible. In order to reach this world, there are certain laws that must come into play to give you access to the reality of this world. Everything you see here is imagination. This thing does not exist. These things are imaginations. But why it seems to be solid is because this world has the materials that can build the imaginations of creatures in this world. So this mic is an imagination, but in this realm is the material to crystallize this imagination. So I told some people one time, they didn't understand. I say, you all are living in the imagination of God. You see, what you call the world is actually a manifestation of the mind of God. But in that realm, he has the materials that can bring that thing he has in his mind and make it tangible. The same way in your own realm, you have the materials that can bring that thing you have in your mind and make it tangible. There is something called the building blocks of creation. It's not available in our realm. It's not available here. Do you know how angels are bettered? Do you know the kind of fire that is needed to bet a beam of fire? Those things are not available here. So, when you begin to advance in the spirit, you will discover that there's nothing really tangible in this realm. However, it will be tangible to you because you have a body that's permitted by God to operate in this realm. Space is not empty. The problem is that you and I don't have clearance to operate in space. Space will perpetually remain empty to us, no matter how much we explore, because there is a type of body that is needed for you to interact with the reality that is in space there. If a spirit enters Earth, are we together? If a spirit enters into this world, that spirit will interact with the spiritual part of this world. This world will be hidden from that spirit until that spirit is given clearance. If you go into the spirit now, this place may be a forest. You come to the physical, you see a house here. You get into the spirit, you are standing on a mountain. So these geography are different. If a place has not been unsealed to you by the divine counsel of the legislating power in those realms, you will not be able to have access there. Except you come with a superior power. People say we should talk spiritual things. That's why the herbalist, he will love that is bush. Because you are seeing a bush, he's seeing a throne. That's why you don't enter into the church with the natural understanding of, oh, there's a building there. No, it is New Jerusalem. It's Mount Zion. But you see, you will never effectively interact with a reality you are not conscious of. That's why your consciousness is very important. You can be, see, the Lord told me one day, he said a man can be alive and yet he's not living. Because when we enter into the realms of life, you discover that life is graded. There is a life that is animation. In the realm of animation, your car is alive because your car can exhibit the things of life, but your car cannot participate in intelligence. Why? Because even though it is alive, it is not living. So your car moves. Your car drinks fuel. It eats food. In its own realm, it is exhibiting life. You move, your car moves. When you enter into your car, you become the consciousness of the car. So the car is part of the society. The car is living its own life. Even though, because you have a higher life, you don't understand life from the perspective of the car. But you see, the car cannot participate in your realm because the car does not have a consciousness of himself. So a man can be in coma. Even though he's animated, there is life inside his body, but he's not living. Because when you get to the stage of animation, you now graduate to another higher stage, which is consciousness. I'm going somewhere. When you have consciousness, your life begins to live. Your life begins to participate. So a lot of people are in the spirit, they get into animation, but they don't get into consciousness. And because they don't get into consciousness, they cannot interact with the realm that consciousness brings, even though they seem to be alive by the life of Christ. But they are not aware of anything going on. They don't know what God is doing. They are not aware, so they are in coma in the spirit. Alive, but not living. They are spiritually in coma. When you close your eyes now, this world will go to its original form. Do you know that form? Darkness. You go there. It will become darkness. So this your body is like an advanced Facebook app. Because Facebook is also a realm. But you need a body called Facebook app or Facebook website to interact with that realm. If you log out of Facebook now, even though that realm exists, you will not know what's happening there. The same thing with your body. Now, this is the mystery of the senses. Since this world is a physical, sensual world, you need senses to interact with this world. And if we enter there, we are going to go into an advanced class in the spirit. Because it is going to bring us to the corridor of spiritual senses that are needed to interact with the spiritual world. There are senses. The quality of your earthly life is dependent on two things: the availability and the maturity of your physical senses. When we enter into this corridor, we are no longer just speaking about accessibility, we are speaking about quality. Are we together? Food in the mouth of a 9-month child is different from food in the mouth of a 12-year-old child. If you give them the same food, the quality of enjoyment they are going to derive will be different. Even though the natural sense of taste is there, for one, the sense of taste is not matured. And because it is not matured, it will limit his experience in time. The same way, even though things are available in the spirit, because one spiritual sense is not matured, it will affect the quality of that thing. Oh my God. So one man comes and say, I don't know, I'm feeling, I don't know what's happening. Another man comes and says, okay, there's an angel standing here, there's this. One sense is matured, so the quality of his spiritual experience is advanced. The other person's sense is immature. His own spiritual experience is very localized, it's very dry. Very dry. I don't know. Something told me not to go. Something. Another man, because he's matured, an angel comes. Do not go to work today. Those things are available. The Lord has spoken. But everybody's reception of that thing that has been made available is dependent on their spiritual sense. So the word of God comes to one as milk. To another one, it comes as strong food. So you are hearing John 3:16. The child is receiving John 3:16 at a very minimal level. Another man hears John 3:16 and he has entered into the mysteries of God. Because of spiritual maturity. Senses. So the quality of life you enjoy. I say, I've never entered my message. It's a long journey. I'll try my best.